back, my friends. It's been a long time. I've been slacking, right, Terrence? Well, I really haven't been slacking. I've just been making a lot of the same stuff over and over again. But we are gonna do something completely different. And for those of you that have tried my meatballs, and I know you love them, this is kind of a take on it. But what I'm calling this is Frankie's favorite meatloaf. My father loves meatloaf. I hated meatloaf growing up. I used to eat Apple Jacks whenever my mother used to cook meatloaf. But this is a meatloaf and a garlic sauce. So my cousin Tracy actually gave me the recipe and I did some changes to it. We had it, we stank the next day, but it was worth it because it was just absolutely delicious and super easy with minimum ingredients. So what we have, you could use just plain beef, but what I have is, just about 2 pounds. I did the blend of ground chuck and pork. You could do what they have, a meatloaf mix, which is the pork, the veal, or you could just do straight chopped meat. So we have this that I'm gonna throw into my pan right now, because we're gonna have to mix. I should take off the diamonds before I start digging in there. Throw this all in. And then because I have 2 pounds, I have 2 eggs that I beat, because again, you're gonna form it. So I've got 2 eggs. Let me just see what it looks like there. Screw it, I'll do the 2 eggs. 2 eggs there. And then, this is one of the secrets to this recipe. So what I have here, I cheated because I'm lazy. This is actually the diced onion. So this is 8 ounces. So I used half, I used 4 because Terrence is not an onion fan. And then what I did was in 2 tablespoons of butter and a little olive oil, I sauteed them till they're like this. Really soft and translucent. That's how you want it. And of course I threw in just a little bit more garlic because why not? So this is what you're gonna put in here as well. Now the secret to this also is the garlic sauce. So what I have boiling here is, ooh, that didn't come up, is olive oil. And it's gonna be, your sauce, the garlic sauce is gonna be olive oil, garlic, and chicken broth. That's it. So this has been simmering here, the olive oil. And then what I have here, what'd you cut, like 15?
No, a lot.
I don't know, like 15, 16 things of garlic, but I took a big mound and I put them in here. It all depends, it's all on your taste, peeps. So whether or not you wanna have it like mouth on fire garlic or just the flavor. I'm gonna see, let me make sure this isn't too hot. See this, I'm gonna burn it, so it's way too hot. So we're gonna let that cool down. I'm actually gonna do another one because yes, Trish screwed up and I don't want to burn the garlic because I told you all that if you overcook the garlic, what's gonna happen? It's just gonna be really bitter. So see, look, it turned brown already. So we're gonna heat this up a little bit. Remind me to keep my eye on it. Once this gets a little hot, we're gonna put the garlic in there, and then I'm gonna add the chicken broth. But in the interim, you have your mix to form the meatloaf. So I'm going to take the diamonds off because it gets a little messy, because I'm the type of person that gets right in there. The Holy Grail. What is this, Terrence?
$8 a pound. Get out of here.
Actually, no, this is like $9.99. So me, you know, I don't measure. Big heaping handful. We put that there. And then all this mixture, ooh, it's hot because of the onions. I'm gonna mix this all really, really good together. Now, you have 2 options with this too. If you want, you can also put this in the air fryer, and that's how I did it last time. So we're trying to get this really incorporated. You're gonna have to back up and get me the panko crumbs, top shelf.
It's in the air fryer.
I'm just heating the air fryer. So I'm getting this all mixed, and Terrence is gonna get the panko.
Sorry, peeps.
Got that? Can you, oh geez, okay. I got it. Actually, I don't have it because I'm right-handed. Can you do that? So mixing this all in to make sure that the onion gets mixed in with everything. And then what I like to do, now again, you can use 4C breadcrumbs, the season, that's usually what I put in my meatball. I'm doing it a little different with panko. The recipe had that you put the panko in the processor. I don't bother. So I just throw it in here. And I just kind of eyeball it. So that's maybe 1/4 cup. I don't want to have meatloaf that you're eating all bread. It's all about the meat and what the flavor is. So this is pretty well mixed. And I could just smell the onions and the garlic. So we got that mixed. Now I'm gonna check my oil because I can tell you that this is ready. So this is gonna be the test. I don't wanna put it all in because I wanna make sure that it's not gonna burn. So I just do a little bit. And I can see that it's still not coming up, but I think it's okay to put it in because what I want to do is all of this garlic, I want this to season the oil. So we're gonna leave that in there. It's here. And we are just going to, I'll use this one. We're just gonna mix this up a little bit, but again, you really have to keep your eye on it because the one thing you don't want is this to burn. You can add parsley to this, which I'll probably do, because that's just me, excuse me. So I'm gonna get my cheese squeezed parsley. And I have here. I love this stuff. It's like the best invention. Yes, it's $4, but it's so quick to use. Because the last couple of times the parsley was looking like pretty gross down here. I just do a squeeze. And I'm gonna mix this through, and I can feel the heat coming off of it. So again, this is something that you're really going to have to watch. Once you start to see a boil a little bit, that is your cue to put in the chicken broth. So we are gonna put this like this, and it smells to high heaven, and I am in my glory. I'm just gonna add a little salt and pepper. Again, remember what I always told you? Because there's locatelli cheese in this, that's salt. So I didn't put any salt in that because you don't want it to be overly salty. We're gonna keep watching this. So now I'm gonna take this and form my meatloaf. So I am not an artist by any chance. Honey, come on in. And basically what I wind up doing, just take it another good mix again. It's good, I just started. We're gonna take this and we are literally just gonna throw it on here. And you can see all the onions. And even though that this is just chopped meat, oh my God, it smells so good. Yeah, do you want me to make a heart, honey? He's telling me no. I'm gonna make a heart.
Make a meatloaf.
It's a meatloaf. It's a meatloaf made with love. It's a heart, so what's so bad? So let's go to this, show down the stove. So you can see how this is starting to boil. Here's your cue, people, because you don't want this to get brown. And I'm just gonna put a little of this in here. And you want that to come up again to a boil. So you have to watch it. And this is one of those types of sauces that you do it and you leave it alone. The longer it sits, the better it's gonna get. So going back to shaping my meatloaf, here, I'm making it a little heart, honey. How's that? I think that's pretty damn good, isn't it? All right, he's laughing. So here's my meatloaf, and I'm gonna put this in. And what I always try to do too is just make sure that the height is kind of even on all sides because you want it to cook evenly. So there you go. Just wash my hands. We're gonna put this in the oven. Okay, so I have my air fryer going. I'm gonna put it on the bottom shelf. I don't wanna put it on the top because if you put it on the top, what's gonna happen is the top will burn. 350, I'm gonna do it for 12 minutes. So I'm gonna come back here and you can see that this is not boiling yet. Now another thing, oh, but look at all that goodness. Babe, come in here. So look at this. Yeah, that's what's gonna go on your meatloaf. So we're gonna let this come to a boil. Even though, again, it's just olive oil, but also what I do too is I add a little bit of butter, because butter makes everything taste good. Probably like 2 tablespoons. We're just gonna leave that in there. And that's pretty much all you have to do, is you're just literally gonna let it, again, come to a boil again. Once it comes to the boil with the chicken broth in, put it aside. You do not want the garlic to burn, because once the garlic burns, it's done. So we will be back once this cooks. I'm gonna say it's in the air fryer, so 350 for 12 minutes. I'm gonna take a check. I might turn the tray the other way for maybe another 10 minutes. So we'll see you back for part 2. Thanks. Welcome back. Part 2. Look how pretty it looks. Honey, I made you a heart-shaped meatloaf, honey. So, so this was, again, air fryer. It was like 12 minutes at 350, and then I turned the tray around the other way, and then I did another 10 minutes at 350. Gotta let it sit for a couple of minutes as well, which is what I did, but it's really hot. And then here is the garlic sauce. So as you can see, I mean, are you zooming in, babe? I mean, look at all that good stuff. And this is what's gonna go on it. So I am now going to prepare a dish for my husband, but I get the end piece because I love the end piece. Wow. So just look at that. You can see how it looks in there, and the smell is just incredible. So I am going to cut him a few pieces. You can't really go too thin with it too, because it's just gonna crumble. I mean, this is still so hot, as you can see. But I'm gonna start off giving Terrence 2 pieces. Can I have your plate? Okay. Just gonna use the knife. I'm gonna lay this here. Oh my God, it smells incredible. So you can see how good that looks. And then with the sauce, so you can, what's gonna happen is the oil is gonna separate a little bit from the chicken broth. So you could take some of the oil out, which is what I did. And when you stir, you can see all of that good garlic stuff, and that's what you want. So I'm gonna pour that over his meatloaf. Just like that. I don't wanna kill him the first time around, so we're gonna switch. I'll take the phone, and you're gonna do the taste test. Smells good. And watch it, maybe it's steaming over here, so I don't know how hot it's gonna be. Go ahead, King. Does that mean it's good? He's going for a second bite right away, so I think that means that it's good.
Yeah, very good.
Okay. So well, here, I'll let you take the last bite. Is it really garlicky, or is it just perfect?
It could use some more garlic.
More?
I don't mind it.
Wow. Okay, hold on. So that's it, peeps. Super easy. Not a lot of ingredients. I promise I'll be back sooner than later. I'm going to do a pasta dish coming up that we had last week. That was delish. Again, my take on it. So happy cooking. Until the next time. Ma.